right, good evening. Welcome to Rick Atkinson Field at Mississinewa High School as we get ready to watch the Mississinewa Indians host and take on the Southern Wales Raiders. Indians are, their last game, they had a doubleheader on Saturday against Jay County Patriots. They won the first game on a walk-off. 2 RBI double by Kyler Thompson, who also won the first game on a walk-off with an RBI single. Second game did not go quite as well for the Indians. It was a 14-0 Mercy Row blowout by the Patriots. The Indians find themselves at 2-2 on the season. Defensive alignment for the Indians. At third base, Leighton Stearns. At shortstop, Leo Matamoros. And at second base, Callan Quadrer. So they flip positions today. At first base is Kellen Rock. Right field, Levi Crandall. Center field, Bryson Vasquez. And left field, Seth Yoder. Kenny Ayala on the bump today for the Indians with Merrick Mobley catching for the first time this season. And for the Southern Wales Raiders, the starting lineup is as follows. Gerhardt at second, Yoder pitching, Johnson shortstop, Holmes center field, Couch catcher, Frymuth right field, Slusher third base, Ellsroth first base, and Birch left field. Getting ready, the Indians are looking for hopefully we can get a non-cardiac game today. Both wins on the season comes on walk-off, so they would like an easier win. But we'll see how it plays out. Kenny Ayala, first pitch of the game is a strike. Good first opening pitch there from Kenny Ayala to get the game rolling. Second pitch is also a strike. Sorry, it takes his umpire a little bit to call the pitches, so I have to wait after every pitch. But 0-2 count to start off on Gerhardt. Kenny Ayala is not messing around, it looks like today, just pumping in the strikes. And that's going to be a ball outside and a little bit low. Strike 3 called, and the first out of the game is a called strikeout. Good start for Kenny Ayala, who pitched very well in that first game of the season, but the offense could not get going for him. They just got going in that last inning to get the win, but he did pitch very well in that first game. So first out on 4 pitches, and it's a strikeout. Second pitch is fouled off. That's going to be out of play towards the tennis courts. And I think it stopped before the tennis courts. Nope, that'll be strike 1. And Kenny Ayala is not messing around. He is quick to his pitches so far in this one. In the dirt, bounces up for ball number 1. Very nice day out today, just pretty windy. But I think I can speak for all of us in the press box when we say we take the wind and not being freezing up here. First couple games, that's going to be a strike on the inside corner. Good pitching there from Kenny. First couple games have been quite cold up here in the press box, so we'll take a little bit of wind. Again, in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 count now on Yoder, the pitcher for this evening's game. 66 degrees in Gas City right now, so I will take a little bit of wind for that. Spring finally feels like it's coming, but we'll see. Way up high, so that brings it to a full count. 3-2 now on the pitcher, Yoder. Swing and a line drive over the second baseman Quadrer's head. In there for a base hit, and Crandall gets it in to hold him at first, but that is a solid single for the pitcher, Yoder. Brings up Landon Johnson, the shortstop. guy on first base here for the Raiders. Kenny will keep an eye on him and step off the mound. A lot of teams have been running on the Indians quite often here in the early part of the season, so they got to keep them a little bit closer. Does not go on this pitch, and that's going to be a strike on the outside corner for Johnson. That wind is shaking our camera. You can see it shaking right there, but and the ball beat the runner back to the bag, but the tag was not applied quick enough. But they are definitely keeping an eye on the runners today. Pitch, and in the dirt, goes back off of Mobley back to the backstop, so the runner will advance on the wild pitch. So now a runner on second base. It's a 1-1 count now on the batter with one out. Kenny delivers. That's going to be a strike on the inside corner. What a perfect pitch to freeze the batter. He kind of hesitated a little bit. In the dirt again. The runner does not advance. Good stop there by Mobley behind the plate. Brings the count to an even 2-2. Swinging the ball, hit to the third baseman Stearns. Holds the runner at first. Throws to first. Ball in the dirt and could not be picked by Kellen Rock. So Johnson is going to reach base on a throwing error by third baseman Leighton Stearns. The runner does stay put at second. One out. It's a good play by Leighton to get the ball, look the runner back. He could just not make a great, perfect throw to first base to get the out. And this has been a problem for the Indians. A lot of errors getting runners on base. Other than the last game, that was a 14-0 game. They have not allowed a lot of hits on the year, but a lot of hit by pitches, walks, errors have allowed runners to get on and score. So let's see if they can get out of this situation. First and second, one out. Looking to bunt, he pulls it. He did not pull it back in time. So it is a second called strike, but the ball got away from Mobley to the backstop, and the runners advance on, I believe that could be a pass ball. But there is 2 strikes on the batter. Kenny can go from the windup. He throws and delivers. The ball is going to be chopped in front of the mound. And the pitcher is going to get it, throw to first base for the out. But a run does score. So the runner scores from third. Guy on second advanced to third. It's going to be a ground out. Pitcher to first base. Honestly, the umpire could have potentially called an interference if Mikey Mobley went harder for that ball because he went out to go get it and the runner ran right into him. Ball's going to hit line drive into the gap, and it's going to get into the outfield for a base hit for Couch. RBI single, and the Raiders have plated 2 in the first inning so far. And just like I said, that error that allowed Johnson to score, he comes around, and the error allowed him to get on base, he comes around to score. And we have a courtesy runner for Couch.
Courtesy runner for Southern Wales, number 3, Connor Bronnenberg.
It's going to be Connor Bronnenberg is the courtesy runner. So 2 runs in, 2 outs for the Raiders. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Another ball that gets away from Mobley. He is having a hard time corralling these balls in the dirt. But it is going to be a strike 1. Two hits so far in the inning and an error. 2 runs are in, 2 outs. An 0-1 count on the right fielder, Frymuth. Swinging a ball hit to the third baseman. Lane Stearns comes up with it, fires to first base, and they get the out for the final out of the inning. But the Raiders have 2 hits, 1 error, 2 runs scored, and 1 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first. The Indians get their first crack at it. All right, Indians are getting their first crack at it. The batting order. Crandall will lead off. Matamoros is batting second. Vasquez is third. Rock will be cleaning up. In the 5th hole, Leighton Stearns. Seth Yoder batting 6th. Callan Quater batting 7th. The pitcher, Ayala, batting 8th. And behind the plate is Mobley, rounding out the lineup at 9th. Levi Crandall, a freshman. Forgot to play the walk-up song, so that's my bad. It's going to be a strike 1. Ball's going to be hit into between first and second base for a base hit to lead off the inning. And that's going to be a nice start of the inning for the Indians. Let's see if they can get the bats going. Like I was talking in the press box, we haven't had a whole lot of runs other than the one game against Jay County where we came back in the final inning. They're looking to get some hits together and get a nice run scoring going. That's a good start to the day by Levi Crandall. Leo Matamoros is up now. Crandall is stealing, and he will get to safe second on the stolen base. And wasting no time. 2 pitches, gets a hit. First pitch, stolen base, and the Indians are in business with a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Leo Matamoros batting 250 on the year. That's going to be a line drive into left field. The left fielder is going to camp under it, and he drops the ball. Leo's going for, he is not going for two. Rounds big at first, and Leo's going to be safe on the error, and Levi moves to third base.
Nobody out. That brings up Indian center fielder, number 3, Bryson Vasquez.
So the Indians have something going here. Indians first and third with nobody out. Off of a single to the right side and an error by the left fielder. Leo's going to second. He's going to get there standing up. 2 stolen bases and 2 batters for the Indians. And they are wasting no time. Both of those on the first pitch. Looks like Coach Stearns has some quick, speedy team, and they're going to use it all year. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner against Bryson Vasquez. In that walk-off win against Jay County the other day, Bryson had a huge 2 RBI single to pull the game to 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. That set up Kyler Thompson for the game winner. This time he's going to hit it, and he's going to get another single. Crandall's going to score, and they're going to send Leo home because the left fielder misplayed it. And Bryson's going to get to second base. It'll be a single and then advancing on the error.
And then Matamoros scores on the error.
So he gets a single, and he will advance to second on the error. But 2 runs will score, and just like that, 3 batters into the inning, and the Indians have tied the game. Still nobody out. Runner on second base. It's going to be a ball outside.
First baseman, number 10, Kellen Rock.
Kellen Rock now batting. He had a big day the other day. 2 doubles. A couple of RBIs. Ball's going to be in the dirt, and Bryson Vasquez had a huge jump, and he gets to third base. Yeah, I'm going to give him a stolen base on it. You know, why not?
Vasquez moves over to third base.
That's going to be a strike. So a 2-1 count now. Or maybe they called it a ball. So it would be 3-0. Never mind. Ball 4. And just like that, all 4 batters have reached so far.
Base on balls. Runners on corners, nobody out.
A single, an error, a single, and a walk. 2 runs in already. First and third, nobody out. And if I'm the Indians, Kellen Rock is running on the first pitch to get the 4th stolen base in 4 batters. And he is going. And they are not throwing down. And that is another stolen base. It seems like if the Indians can get on base today, they're going to set a record for stolen bases in a game. We have them for 4 unofficially. It may be 3 depending on how they rule the one Leo to third base. It's going to be a ball on the inside. 1-1 count on Leighton Stearns, the third baseman. And a swing and a miss for Leighton Stearns. 1-2. Swing and a pop fly in the infield. The second baseman's camping under it. He will make the catch. And that'll be the first out of the inning for the Indians. Still runners on second and third. Seth Yoder up to bat now. Yoder is tied for lead on the team with batting average at a .333 batting average, 5 hits and 15 at-bats. He does have a double. That's going to be a ball high. be a ball low. Second and third, 1 out, 2-2 game in the bottom of the first. Seth Yoder is the 6th Indian to take a bat here. It's only 1 out in the inning. Swing and a foul ball out of play to the right side over by the track. First strike. Ball outside. 3-1 now on Seth Yoder. They throw back to try to get Rox napping at second base, but he gets back safely. He had a huge lead out there because there's a runner in front of him. So there wasn't anybody holding him on. So he had a massive lead. So they thought they'd try to get stealing out. Swing and a foul ball out of play. That one was headed towards my car, but I did not hear anything. So I may be safe. As we were talking earlier, that's part of the assumed risk. If you come to a baseball game, just assume that your car is in the danger zone. Unless you park really far away like Kirk McCollum and walk. Well, again, out of play. That might hit our...
Please return those foul balls to one of the dugouts.
Full count here. Full count. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Pitches in. Swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. He makes the throw. And they get Seth Yoder at first, but a run does score, so it'll be an RBI ground out, 6-3.
Vasquez scores from third base. Rock moves over to third. 2 down. Brings up Indian second baseman number 14, Cal Quater.
Callan Quater now at bat. Callan Quater only batting .083 on the season so far. Only has 1 hit and 12 at bats. He has gotten on base a couple of times for walks and errors, but only 1 hit on the year so far. First pitch is a ball. That is going to be a strike. Swing and a fly ball down the right field line. That looks like trouble if it stays fair. What an effort by the right fielder. Diving at it, but it lands foul. So we'll do it again. 2 strikes now, 1-2 count on Callan Quaterer. Swing and a miss. Strikeout to end the inning. But the Indians plate 3 on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. We'll go back. We'll be back for the top of the second. Don't go anywhere. Couple changes for you. Kenny Ayala just has one inning under his belt. And they make the change. Kellen Rock is going to come in and pitch now for Kenny Ayala. We can't speculate, but we don't think he's hurt because we see him leaning on the fence in the dugout. So maybe it's just a pitch count thing. They have 3, maybe even 4 games this week. So maybe they're just trying to save his arm for more games later on. But Kellen Rock is coming into pitch now, and that brings Gavin Baumgartner into the game. He'll be playing first base.
Leading off for Southern Wells in the top of the second inning. Third baseman number 23, Trey Slusher.
Starting off the inning is number 23, the third baseman, Slusher. It's going to be a pop straight up, and it's going to go out of play. So for strike one. Ball high. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. In the dirt, another one to the backstop for ball number 2. Swing and a foul tip, so the count stays 2-2. I apologize if I've been calling him Mikey. That's my bad. That's his older brother. His name is Merrick Mobley behind the plate. Low in the dirt for ball 3, and that brings it a full count. Rock has pitched 1 time this year. He pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned, and struck out 3 in those 2 innings. Swing and a miss for a strike. A strikeout to start the inning. So that's his 4th strikeout of the year, first out of the inning. Good start for Rock right there. That brings up the first baseman, Eltzroff. On the outside corner for strike number 1. Ball in the dirt came up and hit the umpire. He seems like he's all right, though. 1-1 count. A lot of pitches in the dirt so far. Making Merrick work hard back there. Another one in the dirt. Ball 2. If this was an MLB game, we'd have gone through like 50 balls already. Another ball in the dirt. 3-1 count. Ball 4. Rock walks the number 8 hitter, bringing up the 9 hitter, left fielder Birch.
Brings up left fielder number 5, Kate Birch.
Another ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Ball number 2. Way up high, gets all the way to the backstop, and they're going to gun down to second base and almost get the runner at second. Runner advances to second base on the wild pitch. There's a 3-0 count on the batter. And that's another walk. 2 walks in a row to start the second and third batters of the inning. Brings up the top of the order for the Raiders. And pitching coach Ulvaney will go out to talk to Kellen Rock. One out in the inning, strikeout to lead off the inning, then 2 straight walks. And that's where we're at. 1 first and second base. It's going to be a check swing to the second baseman. They're going to catch it to get the out. And the runners get back in time, so a fortunate play there for the Indians. Pop out to Quadrer. He catches it and not in time to get anybody else out for the double play. But that'll be the second out of the inning. Brings up Yoder. Yoder singled in his first at bat and then came all the way around to score on a wild pitch, a pass ball, and then another single. It's ball 1. Ball 2, high. Swing and a pop out. Sorry, not pop out. Pop fly out of play behind the plate. 2-1 count. A little bit low for ball number 3. 3-1 count on the pitcher, Yoder. Swing and a high fly ball out to right center field. Crandall is under it, and he makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning.
The right fielder for the final out of the inning.
So, Rock works around 2 one-out walks to get out of the inning, and we are going to the bottom of the second. Indians lead 3-2. So, batter now is Gavin Baumgartner. Came in for Ayala to play first base. He's going to hit a line drive back up the middle. It's going to eat up the second baseman, and he's going to get to first on the infield single.
Baumgartner reaches base safely.
So, both innings so far have started with infield singles.
Brings up Indy catcher number 20, Merrick Mobley.
Ball high for the catcher, Mobley. Ball's in the dirt. No runner advance for ball number 2. Mobley has not had an official at-bat so far this year, but he has scored a run. Came in as a pinch runner. 2-0 count on Mobley. Baumgartner at first base after the leadoff single. Ball in the dirt. 3-0 count now on the 9-hitter. That's going to be a strike. Inside corner. Ball 4. First and second to start off the inning.
Runners on first and second.
Single and walk to lead off the inning. First and second, nobody out. Ball outside onto Crandall. Crandall had a lead-off single of the game. Stole second base and then came around to score. Swing and a miss, strike one. Swing and a foul ball down the left field line for strike number two. Swing and a miss, strike out. First out of the inning.
Brings up Indian shortstop number 1, Leo Matamoros.
Brings up Leo Matamoros. He reached on an error. Left fielder dropping a catch. He stole a base and then scored on a single by Vasquez. One out now, still guys on second and first. Swing and a line drive, pop fly to center field. That looks like it's going to be trouble. It is not. The right fielder catch it. Gavin Baumgartner's trying to get to third. A good throw just off the mark. And now Merrick Mobley's now trying to go. And they both advance. So a sacrifice fly. Not really a sac fly, sorry. A fly out to right fielder, but both runners advance. So Leo is out, but runners advance to second and third. And that brings up Bryson Vasquez. Yeah, there is a pinch runner out there for the catcher. It looks like Jasper Ballage. He is running for Merrick Mobley, the catcher. So second and third now. 2 outs. Bryson Vasquez is the batter. That's going to be ball one. Bryson had a single to left field in the first inning. And then advanced to second on the error by the left fielder. Swing and a foul ball.
Courtesy runner for the Indians, number 8, Jasper Ballage.
Indians would love to get Bryson his second hit of the day to kind of break this one open a little bit. Only lead the Indians have had all season is just a couple of one-run leads. That's where we're at now. The Indians would like to have a little bit more of a lead in some of these games. Two and one count on Bryson. It's going to be a strike. Not a strike, a ball on the inside corner. Outside, ball number 4. So the Indians have the bases loaded. Brings up the first baseman, Kellen Rock. He walked in the first inning and stole a base. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. That's going to be a high fly ball to center field. Center fielder is camping under it. He's going to make the catch, and the Raiders work out of a 2-on, nobody out situation. The Indians do not score. Let's hope that does not come back to bite them later on in the game. But we're going to the third. Don't go anywhere. here we are in the third inning, leading off for the Raiders. Shortstop Johnson, he got a on base by error on the throw from Leighton Stearns in the first inning, then advanced to second on a pass ball, and he scored on a single by Couch. Indians still lead 3-2. Another ball in the dirt. That is a trend today for Indians pitchers. Ball high. 2-0 count. Ball 3. Inside, 4-pitch walk to start the third inning.
Brings up center fielder number 21.
Brings up center fielder Holmes. Holmes grounded out to the pitcher in his first at-bat. I don't know if we have any golf fans out there, but Rory McIlroy won his first Masters title yesterday. That was pretty fun to watch. Snap throw, ball pitch, snap throw to first, and he gets back in time. McIlroy completed the career Grand Slam by winning that. Yeah, he did win $4.2 million for winning that tournament yesterday. In other baseball news, I don't know if we have any World Baseball Classic fans out there. Basically the Olympics for baseball. Aaron Judge has agreed to be the USA team captain this summer, which is fun. Hopefully that brings some other big-time names to play in the Classic this summer. Ball inside. 7 straight balls to start this inning for Kellen Rock. And that's going to be a strike. It looked like it might have been called a ball for a second there, but that's the first strike of the inning. And that's going to be the 4th ball. So 2 walks on 9 pitches to start the inning. And Coach Stearns is going to come out and talk. I don't know if he's going to make the move yet, but we'll see. He is going to make the move. So Seth Yoder is going to come in to pitch, and Kellen Rock's going to go out to left field. We'll be back. Seth is done with his warm-up pitches, and that brings up the catcher, Couch, who had a solid line drive RBI single in the first inning. 2 guys on, first and second, nobody out. Swing and a foul ball down the right field line. Strike 1. Swinging a line drive to left field. That's going to be over Kellen Rock's head. That's going to bounce up to the fence. The ball comes thrown in, and it's going to be an RBI double. The runner will stop at third, and Couch is on fire, 2 for 2.
To left field. Runners on second, third, nobody out. Brings up right fielder number 9, Robbie Freeman.
That ties the game at 3. Now there's runners on second and third with nobody out. And the Indians have gotten themselves into a mess here in the third inning to start. Two walks and a double. 1 run in, second and third, nobody out here. Brings up Frymuth, who grounded out to the third baseman in the first inning. He is squaring to bunt, and the ball goes straight to the backstop, and a runner will score. And the runner advances to third. I think Seth was trying too hard to keep that away from the bunt, that he yanked it, and Merrick Mobley had no chance of catching that ball, and he scores on the wild pitch. And the Raiders have taken the lead, 4-3. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Runner on third base, nobody out. Raiders have already plated the first 2 batters of the inning. Swing and a miss way outside. Got him on that breaking pitch, so strike 2. Strikeout here would be huge for Seth Yoder. Swinging a line drive to left field. That's going to drop in front of Kellen Rock. And he hesitated immediately, and there must be not... The runner on third held up, and he didn't even go until Rock had the ball, and must be no communication out there because Rock looked at second base immediately and hesitated, and that allowed the runner to score on the single by Frymuth. And this inning has completely gotten away from the Indians so far. 4 batters got on, 3 runs in. Still nobody out. And that is going to hit the batter. It's going to hit Slusher. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out. 5 batters have come to the plate, and 5 batters have gotten on base. He is squaring around a bunt from the start. And he's going to get it down. And the first baseman catcher run into each other, but they still get the out at first. For first out of the inning, finally. It's going to be a sack bunt. Be a sack bunt for Ellsroth. But it's going to be the first out of the inning. Now there's runners on second and third with one out, and that brings up Birch, who walked in the second inning. Inside for ball one. It's a good bump by the first baseman there. I was not paying attention. I didn't see if the runner broke on the pitch, because that ball was only about a couple feet in front of the home plate, so I don't know if they would have had a shot at the guy at home. But nonetheless, second and third, one out, 2-0 count on the number 9 hitter. Sorry, there was nobody going home on that one. It was second and third. And that pitch is almost going to hit the batter, but it does not. It's a 3-0 count. And the Indian pitchers have not had an easy go of it so far. Outside, 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded again with one out.
Brings up top of the order, second baseman number 12, Jacob Gerhardt.
Ball high for ball one. Eighth batter to bat in this inning so far. Still only one out with bases loaded. Swing and a miss, strike one. Gerhardt has struck out and popped out to second base. Ball in the dirt. Good stop by Merrick Mobley there. 2-1 count. There's no place to put Gerhardt. Got to throw him strikes. Last thing you want to do is walk a runner in. That's going to be a strike. Good pitch on the inside quarter there from Yoder. 2-2 now. Outside, ball in the dirt. The runner's going to go for it. They're going to toss it out, and he is safe. All runners advance on the wild pitch. Full count now on Gerhardt.
Second, third base.
Full count now on Gerhardt. Now unfortunately, there is a place to put Gerhardt if you do walk him. And he does just that.
Gerhardt draws a walk, load bases.
And there's going to be another pitching change, and I'll get to that to you once we get back. So the pitching change is Bryson Vasquez comes in from center field to pitch, and Seth Yoder goes out to center field. Vasquez with the first pitch strike. I'm going to have to change my scoreboard here because this is the ninth batter. The ninth batter of the inning for the Raiders. So unless they get a double play, I'm going to have to go over a column in my scorebook. Strike on the outside corner. Good first two pitches from Bryson. If you're in Indians, you want to get out of this inning allowing no more runs because it's only 3 runs. It's pretty decent to come back from. Ball hit to the shortstop. Get the first out at second. Second out. Not in time by a half a step, so a run does score on the RBI ground out.
Yoder reaches base on the fielder's choice. Is a force out of second base.
Fielder's choice 6-4. So Gerhardt gets out trying to advance to second.
That brings up shortstop number 2, Landon Johnson.
And Yoder reaches on the fielder's choice, but that brings in Slusher from third base for their 5th run of the inning. It's going to be a ball on Johnson. Johnson started the inning with the walk. Came around to score on an RBI double from Couch. And that's going to hit him in the head.
Johnson is hit by a pitch. Load the bases.
He's okay, though. He's running down to first base. So that's the second time he's been on in this inning. Both of them, he didn't get to swing the bat. 4 pitches walks and a second pitch hit in the head.
Center fielder number 21, Ruder Holmes.
Brings up Holmes Holmes hits a ground ball towards second. Quater is there. They throw to first, and just in time, get the final out of the inning.
The second base for the final out of the inning.
So the Raiders bat around. They score 5.
2 hits.
5 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 2 left on. And we're going to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third, here we come. Indians try to get back into this one. Leighton Stearns is leading off. That's interesting. I had Kellen Rock leading off.
Infield hit for Stearns.
Nope, I did mine wrong. Infield hit for Leighton Stearns, which is awesome because he's not the most fleet of foot.
Brings up Indian center fielder number 7, Seth Yoder.
All right, that's a good start for the Indians. Get your first batter on. They've done that in every inning so far. Each inning, they've started off with the first-person single. They just have not been able to really take advantage. 1-1 count now on Seth Yoder. Seth Yoder grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat. Ball number 2. Leighton is going. Foul ball, so that brings a 2-2 count. Swing and a line drive over the second baseman. Oh, he makes a great catch. And Leighton was stealing on the play, and they're going to double him up off of first base.
Double Stearns off first base. Double play to bring up Indian second baseman number 14, Cal Quater.
So a line out for the first out, and Leighton did not read the ball off the bat, and he got doubled up. 4-3 for the second out. So yet another inning where the leadoff batter gets on, but quickly erased. So that brings up Callan Quater, and that's a first pitch strike. Just inside for ball number 1.
Justin thinks I can't stay focused about him. He's probably right.
Swing and a foul ball. Right at the plate. Quadrer struck out and hit the first inning. Swing and a miss. A second strikeout for Quadrer. And after the leadoff single, the Indians get nothing out of it. And they go back to the dugout with so many questions trying to figure out in this game so far. We're going to the fourth. Don't go anywhere. That brings up Couch to start the fourth inning. 2 for 2 today already with a 2 RBI double. That's going to be a strike on the inside corner. I was looking up Couch's stats a minute ago, and he is, after today so far, he is 9 for 11 on the year with 9 RBIs, a couple doubles, a home run, a couple runs scored. So he is on a scorcher to start the season. Foul ball there, 0-2 quickly on him, though. Before his last at-bat, I heard the coach yelling at him, stay hot, and I looked it up, and yes, he is still hot in his batting. See if we can shut him down right here. Quickly 0-2 for Bryson. That's going to be high for ball 1. What a curveball. Almost hit him. Curve back into the plate for a called strike 3. Great pitch from Bryson Vasquez right there to get the first out of the inning. Let's see if that gets our pitcher some momentum to get a quick inning here. 11 batters batted in that third inning for the Raiders. And that's going to hit him. Every time I talk about a quick inning, something like that happens.
You can see he's bringing it around like this.
So many inexperienced pitchers.
Brings up third baseman number 23, Trey Slusher.
Oh, Trey, let's get a strikeout here.
Swing and a foul ball out of play over towards the track for strike number 1. Another swing out of play. So another quick 0-2 count here for Bryson. Outside. Ball one. Snap throw to first. Close play over there, but he does get back in time. 1-2 count now on Slusher. Another snap throw to first. Again, close play, but he's getting back in time. 2-2 now. Outside. Ball number 3. Full count. 0-2 count. Slusher works it full. 1 out. Runner on first base after the hit by pitch. Swing and a miss for strikeout number 2 in the inning. 2nd out. Good bounce back there from Bryson Vasquez. Brings up Ellsroth. He walked in the 2nd inning and sacrificed runners to 2nd and 3rd in the 3rd. Ball 1. Snap throw to first. Ball gets away from Gavin Baumgartner into right field. Runner advances to 2nd on the error by the catcher, Mobley.
That's second base on the air. What about the batter, guys? Come on.
Yeah, that is one of those plays where you don't really need to try to get the runner at first. You got 2 strikeouts. If you get the batter, then that runner means nothing. But now that runner is in scoring position, so a single gets another run. Swing and a foul ball out of play. Strike 1. 1-1 now. 2 outs. Runner on 2nd. Ball outside. 2-1. Swinging a ball lifted out to right field. Levi Crandall camps under it, and we get the final out to end the inning. A quick 4-batter, 3 outs. Quick inning for the Indians. See if they can get some of those bats going. We'll come back for the bottom of the 4th. Leading off in the bottom of the fourth for the Indians is Gavin Baumgartner, first baseman. He singled in his only at bat in the second inning and got around to third base but was not able to score. That was when there was bases loaded, and the Indians could not score on that one. Let's see what we can do here in the bottom of the fourth. Try to string some hits together. That is going to be a little pop up to the shortstop. One pitch, one out.
Pop out to the shortstop for the first out of the inning.
Brings up the catcher, Merrick Mobley.
Bring up Indian catcher number 20, Merrick Mobley.
It's going to be a strike on the outside corner. Ball high. Another strike called, so 1-2 count now. Ball in the dirt, 2-2.
And guess what? Bill doesn't care what you think. He doesn't. Or what I think. That's true.
This pitcher has pitched well on the year so far, Yoder has. 3 appearances, 6 innings, only 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Hasn't given up a run up until today. So the Indians have gotten him a little bit, but he's kind of settled in since that 3-run first and only allowed a few base runners since. So that pitch takes it to a full count. See if Mobley can get on base. And he does. He draws a walk.
Mobley draws the walk. That brings up the top of the order. Right
So he is on first base. Brings up freshman right fielder Levi Crandall. Pitching coach out to talk to Yoder. Actually, it looked like he went to talk more of the infield than he is the pitcher right now. Yeah, he hasn't even looked at the pitcher yet. He's talking strictly to the infield. Maybe going to put on some type of play for stolen base or... But nonetheless, first inning, leading off the game, Levi Crandall singled, stolen the base, and came around to score. Second inning, he was the first out with a strikeout. Let's see what he can do here in the fourth. Ball low in the dirt. Mobley's trying to advance, and he gets called safe. It looked like from up here he got the tag on, but the umpire says he missed the tag, and he gets to the base. So that is going to be a stolen base from Merrick Mobley. And that pitch was a ball on Crandall. At least 4 stolen bases, maybe 5, depending on how they score the Leo one. Swing and a miss, and Mobley's trying to advance to third. He does. Ball gets away, and he's going to stay at third smartly.
Mobley advances third base. Wild pitch.
He almost got thrown out again because he hesitated. He didn't quite see where it went, but then he took off, and the ball was in the dirt. And he stays safe at third. So 1 out, runner on third. Big chance here for Crandall to get a run in. 1-1 count. Just get anything positive for the Indians. Crandall's going to get hit by a pitch, and he'll get to first. So first and third on the corners. Only 1 out.
Runners on the corners.
And I can almost guarantee that Levi will be going on the first or second pitch to second base. He stole the base in the first inning. And the Indians will do this when they have a runner on first and third. They'll send that guy from first, because most of the time the catchers will not throw through. And he is going, and the catcher does not throw through.
Crandall Still second.
So a second stolen base and at least a fifth on the game for the Indians. Second and third, one out here for Leo. He's reached on an error and flown out to right field. Swing and a foul tip. It's going to be 1-1 count now on Leo. A base hit will score 2 and bring the game and cut the lead in half from 4-2. Ball in the dirt. Ball number 2. Inside for ball number 3. So a 3-1 count here. If I'm Coach Stearns, I'm telling Leo it's got to be perfect. We need base runners, so don't swing at anything that's not a strike. And he doesn't. Pitches way outside. Doesn't even get that opportunity. So he's going to walk to load the bases with only 1 out. And the Indians have something going here. Bases loaded. 1 out. 2 walks in the inning and a hit by pitch. Bryson, the pitcher, good chance to help himself out, get some runs, get the Indians back in the game. He has reached base twice. Reached in the first on a single, and then eventually scored and reached in the second on a walk. That's going to be right down the middle for strike number 1. Bryson Vasquez shook his head. He said, man, that was my pitch to hit. Swing and a line drive to center field. That's going to be trouble. And it gets over the center fielder's head. The Indians are rounding the bases. 1 run scores. Crandall's going to be waving in, and he's going to score a 2 RBI double for Bryson Vasquez. Cuts the lead in half, and the Indians have something going. What a solid hit by Bryson Vasquez there. 2 for 2 on the day with a walk, couple of RBIs, run scored. Cuts the lead from 4 down to 2. And they're going to change pitchers here for the Raiders. It looks like 14, Yoder's going to go straight to center field. And the center fielder, number 21, Holmes, is going to come into pitch. We'll be right back.
Wells, number 21, Ruger Holmes.
Warm-up pitches are done, and Kellen Rock steps into the plate. He's walked and flown out to center today. A base hit will tie the game with Bryson Vasquez and Leo on base, 2 very fast runners. Ball is in the dirt. Leo's going to come home and score. Bryson Vasquez is running and rounding. He rounds almost halfway down the line, but he's going to stop.
Scores from third base on a wild pitch.
Wild pitch, scores 1, and the Indians are within 1 run. So now really a base hit will tie the game. Outside, ball number 2. And we were just talking to the press box. There's something about the Indians wanting to get down in games and then come back and just chip away instead of putting an easy one together. But both wins on the year so far have been on walk-off hits, so why change the momentum here? Ball's in the dirt, so for ball number 3, 3-0 now. Just make all of our wins all year on walk-off hits. That means we only win games at home. Three and 0 on Rock. 1 out, runner on third. Ball 4, and Rock will work his second walk of the game. First and third, 1 out. Again, with 5 stolen bases, 6 unofficially, I assume Rock will steal here. Leighton Stearns is up. He had an infield single in his last at bat. Yeah, a little blooper over the pitcher last at bat. And Rock is going. Pitches a ball, and that is stolen base number 6 on the game. I don't know what the record in Mississinewa is for stolen bases, but 6 in the game is a lot. Swing and a miss by Stearns. Crandall has 2. Matamoros has 1. Rock has 2 stolen bases, and Mobley has a stolen base. Second and third, 1 out. 2-1 count now on Leighton Stearns. 3 runs already in for the Indians. On 3 walks, only 1 hit and an hit by pitch. That's a ball 3. 3-1 now. The 1 hit in the inning was a big-time hit. Bases loaded. 2 RBI double by Bryson Vasquez over the center fielder's head. Swing and a miss. Swung at ball 4 there. Good breaking ball right there. Started right in the middle of the zone, and Leighton thought he had it, but just back foot breaker. And that's going to be a called third strike on the outside corner. And Stearns does not like it.
Strike out for the second out of the inning.
Second out of the inning. Yoder, that brings up Yoder. It's a ball.
Now batting. Center fielder number 7, Seth Yoder.
Seth Yoder is leading the team in hits on the young season so far. Outside ball number 2. Another hit right here would at least tie the game. Depending on where it is, could potentially take the lead. Outside ball number 3. On deck is Callan Quadrer. Callan Quadrer has struck out twice today for the final outs of each of his innings. 3-0 count now for Seth Yoder. Ball 4, and that loads the bases.
Loads the bases. 2 outs. Brings up Indian second baseman number 14, Cal Quadrer.
We were just talking about in the press box, when you have chances, you need those big-time hits to come through and win games, and this is one of those moments. Callan Quadrer could erase those 2 strikeouts in this game with a big-time hit right here. Ball in the dirt. Bryson is going to come home and score, and the runners will advance to second and third, and the game is tied.
Yoder moves over to second base. And Rock to third base.
All right, 1-0 count on Quadrer. Strike right down the middle. That's going to be a line drive right at the second baseman. He hit it well.
Second base for the final out
But
of
the second baseman played him perfectly. But nonetheless, the Indians score 4 runs.
on
1 hit, 4 walks, a hit by pitch, and they tie the game. 7-7. We're going to the 5th. Don't go anywhere. Leading off the inning for the Raiders is going to be left fielder number 5, Birch. He's walked twice. Have not been able to get him out. But Bryson had a very quick 4-batter inning in the 4th. See if he can do it again and get the Indians back at the plate. Get some more runs. Strike 1, swing and a miss.
Now batting left fielder number 5, Peyton Birch.
Swinging a foul ball. Quickly 0-2 on Birch. Strike 3 called. 3 pitches, 1 out. First out of the inning.
First out of the inning. Brings up top of the order. Second baseman number 12, Jacob Gearhart.
Brings up Jacob Gearhart. Lead off. He struck out in the first, popped out to second in the second, and walked in the third, but then he got out on a fielder's choice trying to go to second. So this is his 4th at bat. He is 0 for 3. Sorry, 0 for 2 because he walked to get on base. But a swing and a miss for strike 1. Well, the immaculate inning is now out of the books. There had been 4 pitches, 4 strikes. But that is a ball. And that's another ball in the dirt. 2-1. Another ball in the dirt. After 4 quick strikes, we have 3 quick balls to bring the count 3-1. We have a strike on the inside corner to bring the count full for Bryson Vasquez. Looks like it has gotten a little chillier out there, but still not cold in the press box, so we're good. Swing and a foul tip. Mobley could not hold on, but count remains full. Full count, 1 out. Strike 3 called. Second strikeout of the inning. Second strikeout looking at the inning, and Bryson is feeling it right now. Two batters, 2 strikeouts, brings up number 14, Yoder. Started out as a pitcher, moved to center field. He has singled, flied out to right, and reached on a fielder's choice. Ball's outside. Inside for a ball. 2-0. Outside, 3-0. See if Bryson can bring this count back. Strike 1, he does on the 3-0 count, brings it to 3-1. Swinging a high pop fly, and neither Leo or Callan are going to call it, and the ball drops right in between them. Don't know what happened there, just very poor communication. Callan looked like he was going to get under it, but then Leo might have called him off as the shortstop, but either way it falls in between them for a single. Like we have been saying, it's been very windy today, so that probably blew around on him a little bit. But nothing hurt. Still 2 outs, only a guy on first base. Pitching coach Ovania is getting the walkie-talkie fixed for Mobley behind the plate. And we're underway again. Brings up the shortstop, Johnson. Johnson has reached on an error and walked and been hit by a pitch. Ball high. Swing and a miss. Runner is going. Mobley comes up firing. Good arm. Just a little off the mark. And Yoder steals second base. So runner in scoring position now. That pitch was a ball, so it's a 2-1 count now on Johnson. Outside. So after picking up 2 quick strikeouts to start the inning, he gives up a single, a stolen base, well, a single on a pop fly that should have been caught, a stolen base, and now he's got 3-1 on the next batter. This is what we call a shutdown inning in baseball. After your team scores a bunch of runs, you really need to come out and put a shutdown inning together and not allow the other team to respond at all. So getting this guy out here without allowing the Raiders to score would give a lot more momentum to the Indians. And he's going to call that on the outside corner. So that brings it to a full count here with 2 outs and a runner on second base. Just missed outside, and that's going to be a walk.
Runners on first and second, 2 down. Brings up Venture to Holmes.
Brings up Holmes. And this is the batter you want to get out right here because Couch is on deck. Batting 9 for 12 on the season so far with 9 RBIs. You do not want to see him with runners in scoring position in this inning. So you need to really work to get Holmes out right here. The runners are going to go. They're going to... Oh, my goodness.
It's interference.
So the catcher, Mobley, tried to throw down to third, and he is claiming that the batter was standing in his way for interference. The umpire is not calling it, so the ball gets away, and the runners advance, and one scores. So the umpires are going to talk to each other, and we're going to see. Either the Indians are going to be really happy. If they overturn this, you're going to hear some noise from both sides. I'll tell you that. It doesn't look like they're overturning it. Mobley did let go of the ball. So the ball got away, and that's why the runners advanced an extra base and one scored. If you're in the batter, if somebody's stealing third and you're a right-hander batter, you have to make an effort to get out of the way, whether that just means ducking, backing up, whatever it means. You have to make an effort to get out of the way. And it doesn't look like they're going to change it, but I'm going to wait to put in my scorecard until I know for sure. So if they don't change it, it's going to be an error, a stolen base for both players, an error on Mobley, allowing them to move up to third and score.
I don't disagree with that necessarily.
So that's what it comes to. Coach Stearns is very upset. Rightfully so. But it's going to be a stolen base for both players.
I don't know. He doesn't know. Because I didn't turn on the board. He watched the board.
going to be a ball. We do not know what the first pitch count was, so right now we have 1-0. So it's going to be a stolen base for both, and then both of them move up on the error by the catcher. So that is a run scored.
I told you he didn't.
How can that be the first
That's
pitch?
not the first pitch.
They do a pitch to him.
And the umpire said it was a 1-0 count, which doesn't make sense because there was a pitch on the stolen base, and then that's the second pitch after. So,
He watches the board. He doesn't watch his click.
so it's 1-1, even though it's 1-1, even though there was 3 pitches. So, ball 2. If I remember right, the pitch was near the strike zone, so it would have been close either way. But
I don't know what he called. I wouldn't put it out there. He didn't know what he called.
so an unfortunate play all around. Strike 2. Big pitch here if Bryson can get out of this, only allowing the 1 run. Unfortunate play. Indians fans and coach are not happy with the decision. It's one of those where it's a judgment call on either way. That's going to be a strike 3 called, so 3 strikeouts in the inning. But a run does come across the score on the stolen base and error, so the Raiders retake the lead at 8-7. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. So we have a pinch hitter to start the bottom of the 5th. Jake Schwartz will be batting for Gavin Baumgartner. We'll see if he goes to play the field or to put somebody else in for him. But nonetheless, he will lead off. Pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. See if the Indians can bounce back and get that run back and get a couple more. Love Jake's bat here. A pink-ended bat with a nice teal, light blue handle, so that's pretty sweet. 2-0 count to start. He does have batting gloves to match. Pink and blue batting gloves. That's pretty fun. Only if he had the shoes to match too. Foul tip. So it is a 2-1 count. It's going to be a strike. So 2-2. Foul tip to the back. Pitch is a little bit high. I didn't know what he was going to call there. So full count on Schwartz to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Indians need some base runners here. Just get on base. That's going to be just a little bit high again. Man, those last two pitches were very close. It's going to bring up the catcher, Merrick Mobley. Runner on first base. And if we see a trend in this game, let's see if Schwartz will take off at some point. Already 6 stolen bases in the game for the Indians. Schwartz has one of those sliding gloves on his hand, so he's prepared to run and slide. He has a decent-sized lead over there. And he takes off. Ball's going to be in the dirt. Throw is down and not nearly in time, and Schwartz steals the 7th bag of the game for the Indians. And that pitch was a ball on Mobley. Outside for ball number 2.
Actually, I think that worked in our favor.
Yes, it did. It did. Because I think it was a ball.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. Outside, ball 3. 3-1 count now. That last wind gust brought some dust up, and I saw the whole backstop here shaking. Our flagpole on the softball field is still there. It's in rough shape right now, but that's a strike call, so another full count here to the second batter. But it's still up there. It's standing strong out there. Full count here. Runner on second, nobody out. Runner goes, and the pitch is going to hit Mobley. So the runner will have to go back. So first 2 batters get on here. A walk and a hit by pitch. So first and second, nobody out with the top of the order, and Crandall coming up. Crandall singled in the first, struck out in the second, and got hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th. Two stolen bases and 2 runs for Crandall in this game so far. First and second, nobody out. Runners are taking huge fake steal leads, but they're not going. Ball 1. Want to know? Pitch is underway, and they are going this time, and there's not going to be a throw. The catcher hesitated, and that's going to be number 7 and 8 stolen base on the game for the Indians.
Double steal. Runners on second and third.
Crandall has a huge opportunity to take the lead for the Indians. Swing and a foul ball. 2-1 count now. So Crandall has 2 stolen bases. Matamoros has 1. Rock has 2. Schwartz has 2 in this inning alone. Swing and a miss from Crandall. And Mobley has 2. 9 stolen bases. 4 players have 2 and 1 has 1. That's going to be ball 3. So a third straight batter with the full count to start the inning. Second and third, nobody out. The Indians trail in the bottom of the 5th, 7-8. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets away, so they have to check the runner. And the runner's going to throw to first, and we're going to score on the drop third strike. So it is a strikeout and an out for Crandall, but the run does score.
Crandall's out at first. Swartz scores from third base.
And I will give the Indians credit because that is a very, very
Moves over to third.
hard play for the Raiders because you have 2 options. You can get the out at first and allow the run to score, or you can not throw to first and have bases loaded with nobody out. So they decided to take the out, and the run scores. So now there's a runner on third with 1 out. The infield comes in to play on the grass with Leo Matamoros up to bat. It's going to be a ball on the outside corner. So Crandall does not get an RBI there. Swing and a hit back to the pitcher. The pitcher knocks it down, and they're going to get the out at first. But that's going to be an RBI ground out, and the Indians take the lead 9-8.
Goes out to the second baseman.
It was the pitcher, though. But yeah.
Went off the pitcher. The second baseman got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hit the pitcher.
Hit
and
off
went
the
behind
pitcher.
him.
I went behind him. It did.
So a ground out, an RBI ground out. So the first 2 batters get on by a walk and a hit by pitch. 3 combined stolen bases get them to second and third. A drop third strike and a ground out score 2 runs. Not exactly how you draw it up.
Adding to the Indians.
But, hey, you'll take the runs nonetheless. So the Indians come back and take the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. They lead 9-8 now with Bryson Vasquez up with 2 outs. It's going to be a high fly ball to the outfield in between right and center. Who's going to make the play? The center fielder does for the final out. But
Final out of the inning.
a walk, a hit by pitch, a couple stolen bases, a drop third strike, and an RBI ground out give the Indians the lead 9-8. We go to the 6th. Don't go anywhere. Good finish is coming. after a crazy bottom of the fifth.
Catcher number 22, Sebastian Counts.
Indians come into the sixth with the lead, 9-8. But up to bat for the Raiders is their hottest hitter, Couch. 2 for 3 on the day with a 2 RBI double, a single, and then he struck out in his last at bat. I believe that was against Bryson Vasquez. Swing and a miss. What an awkward looking swing right there. So Bryson's curveball and breaking pitchers are doing some good work today. And that ball is just a bit high for ball one. In there for strike number 2.
Thanks.
1-2 count on the Raiders' hottest hitter. Swing and a foul ball back towards us, but the fence was there to stop it. Remains 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Bryson Vasquez. This is his third inning, and he is on a roll. He's got 5 strikeouts, and now he's gotten 7 outs since he's been in, and 5 of them have been strikeouts. 5 strikeouts and 7 outs is a pretty good ratio for you people watching at home. First pitch is a ball. That's going to be another ball. Curveball could not quite get back to the strike zone there. Outside corner for strike 1. Two and 1 count on Frymouth. He is standing way up on the plate. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. He is right on the inside of that batter's box. Almost daring the pitcher to come inside on him. 2-2 count now. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Bryson Vasquez. 6 strikeouts and 8 outs. What a day pitching for Bryson. Swing and a miss. Bryson came in to start the 4th inning. Got a strike, 2 strikeouts in that inning. He struck out the side in the 5th and now has 2 strikeouts in the 6th. Ball there. And that's a hit by pitch. Tried to come inside, but hit him right on the inside shoulder. So that's going to be a runner on first base.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Brings up first baseman number 36, Corbin Elstrom.
Another 4 hit by pitches for Indian pitchers today. I do not know if they hit any in the second game at Jay County, but they hit 6 Patriots in the first game. We're going to find out because I'm very curious. Ball 1 on Ellsroth. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Okay, so I just found out they hit 5 in the second game. So in the last 3 games, Indian pitchers have hit, what did I say, 4 in this one, 15 batters. And that was almost number 16. Gets back to the backstop, and the runner will advance on the wild pitch. Yeah, that was almost number 16 right there, right over his head. So 15 hit batters in 3 games is not ideal. Just makes your pitchers have to work even more. I know they're the ones doing it to themselves, but swing and a miss. 2-2. Outside, full count. Runners on second base. Got the base on a hit by pitch. Got the second on a wild pitch. And it's a full count with 2 outs. Indians trying to maintain this 9-8 lead that they just took back in the last inning. Outside corner for strike 3. Bryson does it again and strikes out the side. Bryson Vasquez, 3 innings of work, 9 outs, 7 strikeouts. Don't go anywhere. We're going to the bottom of 6. Leading off the bottom 6 is number 10, Kellen Rock. He's walked twice and flew out to center field. 2 stolen bases for Rock. 9 on the game for the Indians. Outside for ball number 1. Just a bit outside. Ball 2. Swinging a ground ball to shortstop. He comes up with it cleanly. He fires the first, and they get the first out of the inning. 6-4, 6-3. First out of the inning. Rock is down.
Number 24,
Leighton Stearns now up. He is popped out to second. He lined out into a double play, 4-3. Sorry, he singled and then got caught in a double play, and then he struck out looking in his last at bat. That's going to be a strike. Coming up in the top of the 7th for the swing and a miss for Leighton Stearns. Last inning of bats for the Raiders. Coming up in the top of the 7th, it's going to be Birch. And then back to the top, Gearhart and Yoder. So their top hitters are coming up to try to keep the game in. And that, I don't know how that didn't hit Leighton. It looked like it went right through his body from up here, but must have went right behind him for ball number 1. He just stood there. Leighton has been hit a lot in the last 2 years. He led the team in hit by pitches last year. And he almost got hit again. 2-2. He works back to count even. Indians, I'm sure, would love to get a couple insurance runs here and not try to win a game by 1 run again. Ground ball hits the bag at first, and that's going to be a single. Scorch it down the line, but hits the first base bag, bounces into the outfield. Nothing that the first baseman can do. So that's going to be a single for Leighton Stearns. Second hit of the game.
center fielder, number 7, Seth Yoder.
Seth Yoder up to bat now. He has grounded out to short, lined out to second, and then walked. 0 for 2 today with a walk. Leighton Stearns at first. Ball outside. Yoder, last time Leighton Stearns was on first, Yoder lined out to second base, and they doubled off Leighton off of first. Leighton is doing that new stolen base move that a lot of professionals are doing, where they're kind of hopping into their lead. And if you time it right, you can get almost a running start into your stolen base. And I talked to Coach Stearns in school the other day, and Leighton's been practicing that since he was in middle school, so he's gotten pretty good at it and learning how to time it well. And that's why, even though he may not be the fastest, Coach trusts him to steal bases because of that. No, my car is still safe. 1-1 count now. Let's see if Leighton does try to steal. Gets that hop.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And that hop made the pitcher balk. So Leighton gets the second on a balk.
Dances the second base on the balk.
So even if that's something else that it does, when you're hopping around out there, sometimes you can bother the pitcher. And they're going to bring in a courtesy runner for Leighton Stearns. It's going to be number 18, Elijah Monday.
Pinch runner for the Indians, number 18, Elijah Monday.
Elijah Monday scored the game-winning run in Game 1 against Kokomo on the walk-off single by Kyler Thompson. Very fast. He was our star running back for the football team this year. Swing and a ground ball to third base. They're going to check the runner. They're going to throw to first, and he's going to be safe at first, so he beats it out, and Elijah Monday advances to third. It's going to be an infield single with Elijah advancing to third.
Infield hit for Yoder. Runners on the corners.
That's hilarious.
I think Monday had to help that a little bit.
Yeah, the third baseman had to check Monday back,
Ends up being the second baseman, number 14.
and it held him long enough to Seth to get down the line and just beat out the throw. The ball was in the dirt, but by the time it got to the dirt, Seth was already past first base. Just fast.
Right.
Seth Yoder's on base now, and I would expect him to steal second with a runner on third. And he's going. And they are not going to throw. They haven't thrown that all day.
Yoder steals second base.
What Seth just... It's funny, Seth just tried to stop in the middle of the base path to get the catcher to throw to try to get that extra run across, but the catcher is not having it. That is stolen base number 10. Stolen base number 10 on the game for the Indians. And they try to steal home, and the ball is... They tried another suicide squeeze. Callan Quaterer missed the ball completely, but the ball was in the dirt, and it gets away, so Monday scores on a wild pitch. They've tried that suicide squeeze a couple times now in this season. And they've been very, very close to pulling it off a couple times. They've never actually successfully done it with the successful bunt being laid down, but they've gotten a couple runs on it because of situations like that. Swing and a miss for Quaterer there. It's a 1-2 count now. Quaterer struck out twice and lined out to second base. Brings it to 2-2. So the Indians do get their insurance run. Indians get the insurance run to lead 10-8 now. Swinging a ground ball to shortstop. That's going to score a run. And that's an RBI ground out for Quaterer. The Indians lead by 3, 11-8. Eleven to 8 for the Indians now.
It says 11, you idiots.
Strike one on... I don't know who this batter is. They put Baumgartner back into the game. So that's going to be 1-1. Remember in high school, if you sub a guy out, you can always bring back the original... It's actually interesting because he was not the original. Ground ball to short, eats up the shortstop, and Baumgartner beats it out for a safe on the error. I thought you could only go back to the original player, and he was not the original first baseman. So that's slightly confusing for me. But I don't pretend to know all the high school rules.
It's true, I don't know what that is.
Because he came in for Ayala. And then he was subbed by Schwartz, but he's not the original, so I'm not exactly sure how that's allowed. But, you know, I am a professional baseball rules knowledge person. There are a couple rules like that in high school baseball that are quirky and a little different, so I don't pretend to know all of them. It's going to be a strike. Merrick Mobley. Baumgartner at first base. It's going to be a strike two. Mobley wasn't happy with those two strikes, but they did look like strikes from up here. Baumgartner at first. 2 outs. Swing! And did he go? They're going to check. And the umpire says no, he did not go, so that's going to be ball 1. That's going to be called strike 3. The Raiders get out of it without letting anything further, but the Indians get 2 big insurance runs to lead by 3, 11-8. Last licks for the Raiders. See if they can put some runs across to keep the game going, or will the Indians close it out? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Leighton Stearns is coming in to try to close it out for the Indians. Indians lead 11-8. 3 more outs, and the Indians will take home their 3rd win of the season. Move to 3-2 on the year. A loss would drop the Raiders to 4-2 on the year. Swing and a miss. Like I stated earlier, Birch will lead off, and then you have the top of the order with Gerhardt and Yoder coming up. So you don't want to get the 9-hitter on base here. You want to have those batters hit with nobody on. Ball outside. 2-1 count here on the number 9 hitter. Foul tip into the backstop. 2-2. Swing and a ground ball to third base. Seth Yoder comes up with it, fires to first. They get the out for the first out of the inning. Nice play by Seth Yoder there to get the first out, and that brings up Gerhardt to start the top of the order.
Second baseman number 12, Jacob Gerhardt.
The one thing about the Indians, they have a lot of players that can play a lot of different positions, so that gives them a lot of flexibility when it comes to pitching and moving people around. Example right there, Seth Yoder started out in left field tonight. He came in to pitch, then he went to center field, and now he's at third. Strike one called. And Seth even played shortstop last year. He was the starting shortstop for the team. Not starting, but he played a lot of short last year as well. Swing and a miss, strike two. So Seth can play the whole left side of the field. Probably not catch, though. He might be able to catch if they wanted him to, but just a bit high for ball two. Two and two count on Gerhardt. One out in the top of the 7th. Outside, ball number 3. The Indians need 2 more outs to come away with a victory. Gerhardt has struck out, popped out to second, grounded into a fielder's choice, and struck out again. Both his strikeouts today have been looking strikeouts. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Leo dives, and it cannot come up with it as a dive. Even if he would have gotten that ball, he would not have been able to get the runner. So that is going to be a single for Gerhardt, and the Raiders have some life.
Brings up center fielder number 14, Wyatt Yoder.
Starting pitcher, Wyatt Yoder. And that's going to be another hit by pitch. That's number 16 in the last 3 games for the Indians. So the first out was nice and easy, but these last 2, a single and hit by pitch with runners on first and second now. And one thing that the Indians don't want to do is let Couch get up to bat in this inning. Because if he does, it's going to be at least bases loaded if nobody scores before then. That's going to be ball 1. And I just got a text, thank you, Aiden Fortney, that he does confirm that Seth has caught before. And if he can play center and left, he can play right. So the only ones I'm not sure on is if he's played second or first. But again, if you can play short, you can play second. All this to say is they have flexibility. He's the ultimate utility man. Coach Stearns out to talk to his son Leighton. Probably saying the same thing. You got to just throw strikes. You got a good defense behind you. You got 1 out and 2 more batters until their hottest hitter of the lineup is coming up, and you do not want to face Couch with men on with a chance to tie the game or take the lead. Foul ball out of play, 1-1. Yeah, and if I'm Leighton right now, at the moment, the runner on second does not mean anything, so you need to focus on the batter and get him out.
Probably time for New Year piece. He's had a lot of trouble with one today.
Yeah, well, throwing that catcher's mask off too probably jars it around that magic.
Ball's going to be in the dirt into the backstop, and runners will advance to second and third. This is not what you're wanting. And no game this year for the Indians has been easy. They've all been stressful one-run games so far, other than the blowout by Jay County. That's going to be a swing and a drive to left field. Rock is going to camp under. He's going to catch it. He's going to send the runner home. The throw is to home. Not in time. Runner scores, but they get the... Oh, my goodness. What a close call. That could have gone either way.
Johnson hits a sacrifice fly.
Kellen Rock made the catch for the second out.
Gerhardt scores from third, and Yoder advances to third base.
So that's the second out.
2 down.
The runner tagged up to go home to score. He does score. Mobley came up firing to try to get the runner trying to advance to third, and it looked like the ball got there in time, and I guess Seth must have missed the tag because the ball definitely beat him by a foot. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but nonetheless, the runner does advance to third on the sac fly. So 2 outs, 11-9 game. Indians still lead by 2. And this is the batter you want to get here. Holmes. And again, Leighton going in the windup, and that runner on third means nothing. Just worry about the batter and get the batter out. If that runner scores, you can still win. Swinging a ground ball to shortstop. Leo's going to come up firing. And he's out. Called out by maybe a half a step.
Final score, Indians.
Those last 2 plays at third and first were probably the closest calls we've had all game. And, man, they were close. But, nonetheless, the Indians do it again. Down 7-3. In the 4th inning, the Indians storm back to tie it 7-7, and they win the game 11-9. Great win for the Indians. They moved to 3-2 on the season. Hard-fought loss for the Raiders, and they dropped to 4-2. But don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back here tomorrow at Atkinson Field for another game. I believe the Indians will take on Norwell. And Jonathan Lewis and Will James will be on the call. Thanks for joining us tonight. Indians win 11-9 final. Have a good one.